So, I want you to imagine something. Imagine 15 years from now, you walk outside of your house and you look around and you see cameras everywhere. From your regular CCTV security cameras, to doorbells, to even your friend's glasses. All of these cameras are looking at you, tracking you, identifying you, and recording what you're doing and what you're saying at all times. Now, imagine if that wasn't just some hypothetical scenario, but real life. Now, in this video, I want to show you a few news stories from the past month. Individually, these stories might seem fine, maybe even helpful. I mean, one's about finding lost dogs, another's about making new friends and connections in the real world, another's about keeping kids safe online, and the last one's about making AI chatbots more accessible. But then when you start to line them up together, they start to tell quite a bit of a different story. A story about how we're building the infrastructure for dystopian mass surveillance. Now, a quick disclaimer. Before we get into this, I want to be clear. I'm not trying to be a conspiracy theorist or saying that there's some secret Illuminati meetings in some room where all the big billionaires are plotting to spy on everyone. Although, given recent revelations, I wouldn't exactly be surprised if there is. But what I am saying is, right now we're building the tools for mass surveillance. Right now, in real time. And once these tools exist, they probably will end up being used, whether that was the current original intent or not. Because here's the thing about this infrastructure. Once it's built, someone will probably end up using it. And once the capability exists, it can be exploited at any time. And once you give up your privacy, you don't exactly just get it back when you ask for it. So that being said, let's get back into the video and look at what they're actually building. Alright, so our first story is about Ring, you know, the Amazon-owned doorbell camera company, and they aired an ad during the Super Bowl, which is the biggest televised event of the year. So it's gonna be pretty big, and the ad honestly was kind of adorable at first. A family's dog goes missing, and they use Ring's search party AI feature, and suddenly every Ring doorbell in the neighborhood activates automatically, scanning for the dog with AI-powered recognition, and within minutes, they find him. Very heartwarming, right? Except the backlash was immediate. People started calling it surveillance propaganda, and they started calling it a dystopian future disguised as a cute commercial. And honestly, they might not even be wrong. If AI can find dogs, it can probably find people too. And if it can scan across a neighborhood automatically, it can probably track anyone's movements. I mean, Ring already has a feature called Familiar Faces that uses facial recognition to identify people. So this isn't exactly hypothetical. The technology is already there. Now, within days of this backlash, Ring canceled their planned partnership to do exactly that with Flock Safety, which is a company that sells automatic license plate recognition and video surveillance equipment to police departments. Now, people connected the dots here. Sure, yeah, that Flock partnership is supposedly optional, but what if one day it's not optional anymore? So yeah, I think you kind of get where I'm trying to get to here. I don't trust this at all. Alright, so on to our next news. Now Meta, or as you might know, Facebook, is planning to add facial recognition to its Ray-Ban smart glasses. The feature is called Name Tag. Now, to be clear, this is still in internal testing and not a done deal or something that's released yet. Now, here's how they plan to make it work. You're wearing these glasses, you look at someone, and the AI identifies them. Pulls up their name, or their Instagram, or their Facebook profile, whatever Meta can find on them. Yeah, no, this is dystopian as And let me read you this direct quote from Meta's internal memo that was leaked to the New York Times. We will launch during a dynamic political environment where many civil society groups that we would expect to attack us would have their resources focused on other concerns. So Meta's not even asking, is this ethical? Rather, all they care about is how they can get away with it. Like, they're literally waiting for everybody to be too distracted by some political chaos, like, I don't know, World War III, to notice that they're putting facial recognition cameras on everybody's faces. And here's what makes it worse. A few years ago, Meta actually shut down facial recognition on Facebook, and they deleted over 1 billion face templates. They actually paid quite a bit in settlements. They knew this was a problem. They got sued. They lost and they apologized. But now they want to bring it back. And sure, yeah, let's take that back a notch. Like, let's say Meta actually rolls this out properly. It's only shared with people that you actually decide to share it with. And yeah, maybe complete strangers aren't going to be stalking you on the street. But at the same time, how good can facial recognition be? I mean, like, once the technology exists, the floodgates are open. Once this technology exists, this technology could be used by other more malicious actors in ways that they want. And privacy groups are already calling this a surveillance nightmare. And Meta's response to all of this? We're still thinking through our options. Well, yeah, I bet there are. Now let's talk about Discord. Starting in March 2026, so that's a couple weeks away, maybe even by the time you're watching this. So funny thing, that's not happening anymore. Yeah, Discord saw all the backlash, and after I shot this video, conveniently enough, they decided to cancel it. But for the sake of this video, I think the points still matter, so we're gonna keep it anyways. Anyways, back to the video. Discord is rolling out mandatory age verification. And if you don't verify your age, then you get defaulted to a teen-appropriate experience with heavy restrictions like no 18+ servers, limited DMs, and very restricted friend requests. So how do you prove you're an adult? Well, two options. Number one, submit video selfie for facial age estimation. Number two, upload your government ID. Now here's the problem. The precedent this sets is not exactly great. Today it's Discord requiring you to dox yourself to use their platform. Tomorrow, it's every platform, whether it be Meta, YouTube, Twitter, or X, or whatever you call it. And once it's normal, there's not exactly any going back. And here's the thing. I'm all for protecting online spaces for kids. I mean, it's a dangerous place on the internet out there. At the same time, you have to think about the consequences. When every platform has our ID, do you really trust everything to work out in the best way possible? Because the way I personally see it, once every platform has your biometric data, online being anonymous online is dead. And this anonymity isn't just about privacy or just being low-key online, it's about protection. Whistleblowers, journalists, activists, dissidents, even average people like me and you who want to express a political opinion that might not exactly be in favor of a ruling government, we rely on being able to be anonymous, to be able to speak without fearing the pushback from authoritarian regimes. And now the final piece, ChatGPT. Now this month, OpenAI started rolling out their latest feature, ads in ChatGPT. If you're on ChatGPT's basic, free, or Go tiers, you can now see sponsored messages in ChatGPT's responses. And here's how the targeting works. There's basic targeting, which is your current chat topic, general location, and language, which seems fine. And then personalized ads, which is your chat history and any saved memories that ChatGPT has about you. Now you can, for now, turn off personalized ads. But let's think about the long term for a second. ChatGPT has the infrastructure for these personalized ads, and they can make them mandatory at any point. And sure, one might say social media like Facebook, Instagram, and all the other big ones already do this. But here's what makes this different. These AI chatbots, not even just ChatGPT, but like Grok, Gemini, Perplexity, Claude, whatever, all of them, they're becoming this sort of storehouse for all of your unfiltered thoughts. I mean, people use this for anything and everything, whether it be school, business, even therapy at this point. I mean, ChatGPT knows what you're researching, struggling with, insecure about, planning to buy, or even the intrusive thoughts you have at 2 a.m. when you can't sleep. And the more you use ChatGPT or any chatbot, once again, Gemini, Grok, whatever, the better these chatbots know you. And honestly, the way I see it, sure, they're labeling this advertising and selling it like that, but this is more of psychological profiling. And yeah, once again, sure, right now it's just ChatGPT, but let's be real, it won't be long before it comes to all of the other chatbots as well. So, that being said, let's take a look at the bigger picture. So stepping back and looking at what we just covered, Ring is building neighborhood surveillance networks that can be used if they want to track people automatically. Discord is starting to normalize mandatory biometric scans to be able to access online spaces. AI chatbots are making a collection of all of your private thoughts and questions. And also, these glasses are going to be scanning everybody using AI and identifying you. Now, individually, these might seem like isolated business decisions, but together, it's something much more dangerous. Like, once this infrastructure exists, it can be used. And sure, maybe these corporations and billionaires have good intentions right now. Yeah, no. But yeah, let's put all of that aside for just a minute and actually pretend all of these billionaires and big corporations actually care about us and are doing this for our good. But that being said, what happens when they get bought out by someone else? What happens when there's a government request, or more than a request, a force for data extraction? What happens when the data gets hacked? What happens when the economic incentives start to change? The answer is the data can and probably will be used, because it can be. And right now, as far as I know, and honestly, I'll be more than happy if someone corrects me, in countries like the United States, there's almost no legal protection stopping this. There's no comprehensive federal data privacy law, no restrictions on biometric data collection, and that means that there's probably not many limits on what these companies can do with your conversations, your movements, your face, your thoughts, if they really want to really go crazy with it. Now, I know some people hate the phrase slippery slopes. They say that just because something can happen doesn't mean it will happen. But here's the thing. We have historical examples of this exact thing, or at least stuff that's pretty similar happening. So, I am cutting out the next part because I'm too young to become an enemy of a foreign state. But I think the point I'm trying to get across is this happens quite a lot across the world. Once again, I'm not going to give specific examples, but the point is that people don't really realize it as it's happening, but they realize it when it's already happened and all the points start lining up and it's too late. And then it's too late to do anything. And you're pretty much living in a surveillance state, and that's not fun. Anyways, back to the video. Now take Clearview of AI, a company that scraped billions of photos from the internet and sold facial recognition access to law enforcement. No consent, just your photo was online, so we took it and now we can track you. Maybe I should probably stop making these YouTube videos with my face in them. But yeah, the infrastructure is clearly already being used in ways that you didn't agree to. And it's probably only going to get worse. Now let's address the most common response to this. I have nothing to hide. Now here's why that argument doesn't work. Think about it this way. You lock your door at night, right? Not because you're doing something illegal inside your house, but because it's your space, your sanctuary. Privacy is the same thing. It's about having a boundary between you and the world. And secondly, even if you trust the government or even these big companies right now, that trust can be betrayed. Right now, in authoritarian countries, you post something that the government doesn't like, they already know exactly who you are. And here's what people don't realize. Today's democracy can become tomorrow's authoritarian state. We've seen it happen over and over throughout history. And once all of this infrastructure exists everywhere, it becomes a tool that any government, even 100 years from now, can use. And when that shift from democracy to authoritarianism happens, all this data, whether it be all these biometric databases, all these surveillance networks or whatever, they're not going to disappear. They're still going to be here. So yeah, I don't think I have nothing to hide. I'm a perfectly law-abiding citizen. It's not exactly a good enough reason to just give up your privacy, because once it's gone, you don't exactly get a refund. It's gone forever. Look, now I'm not telling you to rebel against the government or completely lose hope in society or delete the internet and book a one-way flight to Nepal and live in a monastery forever. Although that actually doesn't sound as bad. But yeah, I'm not even saying that these specific companies or even the current government right now in any country is out to get to you. However, what I am saying is right now, we need to be very careful about what we are building. Because I feel like what we are building right now, once again, might be a slippery slope. And the question here from me is, do you want to live in a world where everything you do is tracked, recorded, and monetized? Because if this slippery slope happens, that's where we're headed. And if we don't push back right now while we still can, we're going to wake up one day and realize that we accidentally just gave it all away. And for what? A cute dog finding ad? Or free AI access? Or whatever it is. So yeah, that's what's been on my mind. If you find this video eye-opening, or if you just think I'm overreacting and I'm completely wrong, feel free to let me know in the comments down below. I genuinely love to hear what you guys think. And that being said, if you want to see more videos like this, hit the like button and subscribe. And with that, I'll see you in the next one.